and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Jen, and today I am going to be sharing with you 20 Thingamabobs, or should I say some gadgets and gizmos that you absolutely need to bring with you on your next Walt Disney World trip. So I really tried to make sure that all of these things qualified as either a thingamabob or a gadget or a gizmo. So I was very specific as to what I'm sharing with you today. But there are so many random items that are really helpful for you to bring with you on a Walt Disney World vacation that you may have never thought of. So next to me I have just a big bag of stuff, and I'm going to randomly pull things out and share with you some of the things that I like to bring on a Walt Disney World trip with me every single year. This one is really important. It is a fan. I like this one because it has a little clasp here so you can hook it onto things, and also you can turn it this way so you can set it down if you're sitting at a table or sitting at the pool, and it is so important to have a fan with you. This also has 3 different levels of capacity, so if you're really hot you can shift it into high gear. But let me tell you, if you are waiting on a long line out in the heat, you are really going to appreciate having one of these. They can be found super inexpensively on Amazon. I think this one was only like $8. I'll leave links below to anything that I can share with you guys. I got a really cute one for my daughter, and we just use these really often in Disney World. Another item that can be really helpful is one of these Brita water bottles. So basically it's just a plastic small sized Brita. So you can fill this with fountain water at the parks, which you guys probably already know if you've been to Disney. The Florida fountain water does not taste wonderful. So this actually has a built-in filter that will filter that water out for you so that you can save money on water bottles, because if there is one thing that you want to avoid doing, it's paying for water in Disney. It is so expensive. I would rather buy myself a margarita or something tropical and fun than waste my money on water, which is free. Also, you can find free water at any of the quick service areas where you can order food. They always give you free ice water, but still, it's gonna be better if you filter it through one of these. So this definitely comes in handy on every trip. Something else that I like to travel with that you can pick up at the dollar store, that's where I got these, are door stoppers. I freak out when the bathroom door, or the bedroom door for that matter, for whatever reason, does not lock. And I feel like this has happened to me multiple times, and I'm not even just talking about Disney World and other places that I've stayed. And I just like knowing that I can bring this in the bathroom with me and slide it under the door and nobody can walk in on me, because that just gives me major anxiety. So definitely helpful to have. And even if you are just lugging luggage in and out of your room and you have a door that tends to keep sliding closed on its own, you can shove one of these under the door and hold it open until you get all of your luggage adequately in the room. So it's $1, you get 2 of them, and I just think it's small enough to throw in my luggage and give me peace of mind. Another great idea is to bring one of these white noise machines. Now this one's rather large, and I know they do sell smaller travel size ones, but this is the one I use in my home every night, and I typically bring it on vacation with me as well, because the walls in the hotels can be thin, and especially if you're staying at one of the beautiful deluxe resorts, and it's so amazing when you can see fireworks at night, although you can't right now. I hope someday soon we will be able to once again watch the fireworks every night at most of the parks. It's just so amazing and beautiful, and I so look forward to those nighttime spectacular shows. But if you are getting back to the resort early and it is a night that you want to catch up on some sleep, or you have small children who need to nap, you really need one of these to drown out all of the extra noises coming in through those walls. So this helps me so much, because on a Disney vacation, I tend to be really busy. I kind of overbook my days because I want to do and see it all. And by having one of these, I can block out all of that unwanted noise and get a good night's rest. So definitely comes in handy. And if you have a little Alexa at home, this is just a great thing to throw in your suitcase. And they have these little Alexa dots that are super small. I think this would probably also have the capability of white noise, although I haven't used it for that before. I'm pretty sure you could get this thing to play some kind of white noise or rain sounds or something for you throughout the night. But also you can listen to Disney music while you're getting ready in the morning, or you can do trivia and play games. And it's just a handy thing to have in the hotel room with you. And I just think my kids love having it. They always love to listen to music when we're getting ready for the day or coming back to the resort to get ready for dinner. It's just fun to have one of these little gadgets in your bag. And again, it's so small, so why not bring it? So whether you're traveling with toddlers or babies, or if you're just the type of family who loves to buy those refillable mugs, which our family does, we have a family of 5, so we have 5 mugs being used multiple times a day. This really comes in handy. Okay, so you just keep it by your sink. It has a little suction cup on the bottom, so you don't have to like lay it down and have it get dirty. You can just suction cup it to the side of the sink and use it when you need it. I also usually bring a little tiny bottle of dish detergent in one of those travel size bottles, so I have that as well. And then you can wash your sippy cups, your bottles, your Disney refillable mugs. So definitely something that I like to bring with me on the trip. Again, another dollar store find, and when I'm done with it, I can just chuck it. I don't need to bring it home with me because it did only cost $1. Currently in Disney, a lot of the queue is outside due to social distancing, and that is rapidly changing, so that might even change by the time this video comes out because all of the rules and regulations are changing like daily at this point. But regardless of if you're standing out in the sun or if you are getting hammered with a rainstorm, which happens a lot in Florida, it's great to have a little travel size umbrella with you. At least put it in your suitcase, even if you don't want to carry it around with you all day in the parks. This way, if you're anticipating rain, you can have it handy and ready to go. But I have seen people use this to block the sun off of them when they are waiting in those long lines. And again, I mean, this one's pretty small, but you can even find smaller ones that are lighter weight, and I just think they are super helpful to have. Some people don't like ponchos. I usually get the disposable ponchos and keep them in my bag in case our whole family gets stuck in a really bad rainstorm. We have the ability to cover ourselves or to put it on before you go on something like Cali River Rapids or Splash Mountain and you don't want to be soaking wet. It's nice to have a poncho as well, but I really like the idea of having the umbrella because it protects you from the sun and the rain. Another item that I have found that I needed time and time again on any vacation is a pair of scissors. Now, these are my big jumbo scissors that I have that I use at home. You can just get a small pair of scissors and pack it in with your toiletry bag or something, but you know what? We tend to shop in Disney, don't we? We always end up buying things and we have the tags that have to be removed from the t-shirts, or there's just so many reasons. I can't even think of them all right now, but I feel like I need scissors daily when I'm in Disney. And I would always resort to like nail clippers and trying to finagle that to cut things, and it never worked well for me. So definitely bringing scissors on this trip. A couple of years ago, my daughter left her cell phone in the undercarriage of the Soarin' ride. So we got off the ride, and if you guys have been on Soarin' before, you get all buckled in, and then there's like a compartment underneath where you put your hat, your sunglasses, your Mickey ears, your cell phone, anything that could potentially drop, fall, break, get lost. Well, she left it in that little undercarriage, and when we went back to get it, it was already gone. They couldn't find it anywhere. Long story short, it did show up months later. Disney found it in their lost and found and mailed it back to us. So go Disney with your lost and found department. I couldn't even believe that. But because of that situation, I am super concerned about my children losing their cell phones, their iPods, things like that. I found this gadget. So this is a lanyard and it comes in different styles. So actually this one is the one I'm going to be using, but my daughter has this cool animal print one, and it has a little clasp at the bottom. So this slips into your phone case, and as you click your phone case over it so that it can't come out, or there's the ability to use this sticker and you can stick it on the outside of your phone case, but I did experiment with it in the phone case and it is really secure. So I think that's the way I would do it rather than using the sticker portion and worrying about ruining the case itself. Anyway, this is such a great gadget to have, not only so that your children don't lose their phones that cost a ridiculously obnoxious amount of money. We don't want them to get lost in the parks or dropped and shattered, because that's happened multiple times with my kids. But in addition to that, I like to do a lot of my picture taking and vlogging with my iPhone. So now with it around my neck, I will have super easy access to it, especially on those days when I don't have pockets and end up having to hold my phone the whole time. So this is great for children and adults, and I think that most of my family is going to be wearing one of these on our upcoming trip. I'm starting to think I have more than 20 Thingamabobs. We'll see, I don't know. I got to my 20 and I might have added a couple more. All right, a little handy dandy flashlight comes in handy. It really does, because a lot of the rides are very dark. So when you're trying to find your seat, you can just take out the flashlight and find where you're going. Sometimes if you are in a darker ride in a waiting queue and you want to read the Disney map, you can also use this to find things in your backpack if you're searching for something and you're in a darker room or darker area. If you're going to be sharing a room with your family and you want to do some reading at night, I think that those little reading lights that clip to your book are wonderful, but this also works just as well. So I just think a little flashlight definitely comes in handy as well. This trip, we are spending a few days at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, but even if I wasn't staying at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, I think a small pair of binoculars is a great thing to have. What a great gadget to have. Have you ever lost your child at a Disney parade? Again, parades are not happening in this moment, but they will be someday. And it is the most terrifying experience. This has happened to me, not a very proud mom moment, but my daughter slipped away from me for a second and the parade was going on and there were so many people. And let me tell you, I wish I had a pair of binoculars and I could have really scoped out the whole crowd. Of course, I found her probably within 2 minutes with the help of a cast member, but I am going to really enjoy these at the Animal Kingdom Lodge because, as you know, there are animals roaming around the lodge and you can see them from your room, which is amazing, and I'll be able to definitely get a better look at them with the binoculars. I'm also going to be bringing these with me to the Animal Kingdom when we spend a day there, because I do like to do all of the different trails and I like to see the animals, and sometimes they are in a far off distance, even on the safari. So I think that these are going to be a great gizmo to bring along. This one I think probably everyone already knows, but let me remind you, definitely bring a phone charger, a portable charger with you, because it is such a pain in the butt when your phone runs out of battery. They do have charging stations, or at least they did at one point, where the Rapunzel bathrooms are, and I have found myself sitting there for over a half an hour trying to charge up my phone and taking away from my Disney trip, which is no fun. I would rather be going on rides and doing fun things than sitting there waiting for my phone to charge. So definitely have 1, 2, 3 of these. Make sure all of your kids have one, because when you are using your phone to take pictures and video and consistently check on the Disney app, and you're going to be mobile ordering probably a lot of your meals, you're going to be using your phone a lot. So you're definitely going to want to charge up during the day. Okay, I don't know if I came up with this idea myself or not, but it's a good idea. I have seen lots of people wearing their face masks around their neck with things that look like this. And what I ended up doing was I went to the dollar store And where they sell glasses, they have these little eyeglass cords. And you can see there's just like these little rubber nubs at the bottom. And I thought to myself, I could just slip the ends of my mask into those little nubby things and wear it around my neck so that when I'm in the Disney parks, right now it's like you're gonna have your mask on and off, depending on what you're doing. It's like if you're waiting online, you're putting it on, but if you're just walking around in the main common areas, it's coming off. And that's a lot of on and off with the mask for me. And in all likelihood, I'm gonna drop it or lose it or something's gonna happen to it. So this is great because you can just put it on. Isn't this cute? This is like my up mask. And then if you have to pull it down, you're good. It seems to be very secure on here. And they had a variety of different styles. So I think that's going to come in handy on our upcoming trip since we are still dealing with this whole coronavirus thing. We're definitely gonna wanna keep those masks handy. Gadget that I often forget, and when I do forget about it, I am regretful because the Disney resort rooms can be very dark at night, which is great for sleeping after a long day in the Disney parks, but not so great when, like me, you have to get up multiple times throughout the night to use the bathroom. So I always bring a nightlight with me so that I can put it in the room, and if somebody needs to get up in the middle of the night for whatever reason, you can see where you're going and not be walking into walls because you're not home, you're in an unfamiliar place, and usually there's luggage laying around and I stub my toe or I trip, and you know, this really is just so worth like the $1 that it costs. One thing that is wonderful about Disney resorts is you do not need to bring any beach towels with you because they do provide towels when you go to the pool. But if you go to the pool and you leave your towel on a chair, when you come back out of the pool, you're going to just see so many chairs with white towels on them, and you're going to probably have a hard time knowing for sure which towel belongs to you. I've had this happen to me a lot of times. Even if I leave my beach bag over by my towels, there's just so many towels laying around, I'm never certain enough of which one belongs to me. So I think getting these little towel clips really is a great idea because you can just clip your towel onto your chair. So not only is it a reminder like, hey, this is my chair, this is my towel, it will hold the towel in place and it will dry more quickly if it's not all, you know, squished up and thrown at the bottom of your chair. So I think having some of these really is a great idea. And also, I should have mentioned this earlier when I talked about the lanyard for the cell phones, but they also have these lanyards that are waterproof. So you slip your phone in here and you can actually still use your phone, but it doesn't get wet. So I just think this is another great item to bring to the pool with you. Even if you are going to go in the pool to swim, having it protected in this bag, in your beach bag, will keep it safe from getting wet. And it's just an easy way to carry it around with you at the pool. Another great item to keep with you are some AirPods or earbuds because you are probably going to be waiting on some lines in Disney. I hate to say it, but it could happen to you. And when you're waiting online, sometimes you want to maybe listen to a podcast or watch a YouTube video. Having phones now, it just makes it so much easier to stay entertained, right? And Disney does have some fun games and things on their app. So there's just like so many things to do to keep yourself entertained when you're online. And this has been a great feature to share with my kids because if we are waiting for a very long time, they can just maybe listen to some music or play a game on their phone and do it without interrupting the people around them. So really comes in handy. And even in the room, since you're sharing your room with your entire family, you can be more relaxed about listening to what you want to listen to and not being rude about it by having everyone else in your room having to listen to it as well. We're nearing the end. There's a few more things, but we're getting there, I promise. Something else that's fun to bring with you on a Disney trip are some of these little light up bracelets, and this is a wand, and they also have necklaces. I have this in all shapes and sizes, but for the nighttime shows, I always enjoyed having these for my kids because they sell very expensive things that you can buy that light up and do all these amazing things that are really only fun that one night in Disney, and then your kids will never use them again, and they're very expensive. So I like having these types of light up things. They're super fun because you can share them. They come in large packs. There's 8 pieces in this one, and I have some other ones as well. So if there are other children around you, everyone could get a light up bracelet. And it also makes it easier to find your kids during those nighttime shows. So even though there are no shows going on right now, I still think these are fun things to have at night when it gets dark in Disney, and I'm definitely bringing them on our trip. Another item that I often forget to bring, but definitely comes in handy every single day, are clothespins, because in Disney, usually above the tub, there is this long string that you can pull across that works as like a laundry line, so you can hang all of your wet bathing suits, or if you want to hand wash some of your clothes and hang them dry, you have the ability to hang them there. But if you don't have clothespins, it's a little bit more difficult to do because you just drape it over and sometimes they fall off and they just don't dry as quickly. So definitely grab some clothespins and throw them in your luggage because you will end up using them. Recently, I have found these little gadgets to be super helpful. It is the hands-free door opener thingy. I don't know what the exact word for this would be, but it basically can open a door for you. It also has a little nubby thing at the end, so if you're going on an elevator, you can like press the buttons with this, or you can actually use this on your phone. It has the ability to work on your touch screen, and I also think it can be a bottle opener. It has so many different purposes, and it's on a little key ring. I'm probably going to clip it on my backpack, and I just think it's a great way to be able to do things without touching too many things, right? Because right now, I think everyone's super paranoid about touching too many things. Am I right? Of course, hand sanitizer helps as well, but I love the idea of using this for opening doors and for elevators and things like that. So I'm definitely gonna keep this handy on our trip. Okay, I have 2 more items, and this might be more specific to somebody who is very involved in social media and likes to vlog and things like that, but I think that most people could appreciate and use these items. So this is a tripod, and it has the ability to either clip to your camera or to your phone. And the great thing about this is you can, if you were going to be filming something in your hotel room, you could just clip it on here and set it down. If you were going Facebook Live, you could hold your phone up and get a better view of things. And I just feel like having a little tripod in your backpack is really a helpful thing, and you would get a lot of use out of it. Definitely comes in handy for me because I do like to take a lot of video on my trips, and I try to share so much of it. So definitely this works out well for me. And in addition to that, if you are going to be taking pictures or filming anything in the evening or in a hotel room that can be rather dark, these little mini ring lights are amazing, and they're relatively inexpensive, and they clip onto your phone. And I don't know, I just think it's such a great gadget to have because I will film things at the end of the day in the hotel room. Maybe I'll do like a recap of my day or something like that. And the lighting is always horrible, but this, it's like it has a couple of different levels of lighting, so you can make it dim to brighter. And it really helps out a lot. Even if you're taking photographs and you need some extra light, you can just turn this on. So I think this is a great thing to have. Okay, so I have gone through all of my 20 plus thingamabobs that you probably could use on your upcoming Walt Disney World vacation. If there is something else that you think I need to add to my list, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm always curious as to what people bring on their Disney vacation. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to have you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Please make sure that you hit that bell notification somewhere up there so that you can be updated every time I share a new and fun video. And I will see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.